Just ahead on CTV News.
31 days have now passed since Kilmar Abrego Garcia was wrongfully deported to El Salvador. We hear from his family and his legal team on what's next in the updates on bringing him home. I'm Bryce Parker. We'll have all those details coming up on CTV News.
A local medical center is looking to change the maternal mortality rate here in Prince George's. I'm Katara Jones. I'll tell you how they're going about doing that coming up on CTV News.
Plus, find out who will be Bowie State's spring commencement speaker. Those stories and more on CTV News starting now.
Good evening. This is CTV News for April 11th. I'm Mariah Jalad.
And I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us.
Well, tomorrow marks 1 month since Kilmar Abrego Garcia was wrongfully detained and deported to a maximum security prison in El Salvador.
The U.S. Supreme Court ruled 9-2 yesterday, ordering the U.S. government to facilitate Abrego Garcia's return home. And CTV's Bryce Parker is outside of the U.S. District Courthouse in Greenbelt with updates from Abrego Garcia's legal team.
So, Michaela and Mariah, we just heard from Kilmar Abrego Garcia's legal defense team, who told us that a U.S. District Court judge has ordered the United States government to follow strict instructions regarding his release and his return to the United States, but that they also need to provide his legal team with detailed daily updates on his whereabouts and his condition starting tomorrow.
Neither we nor the family have been able to make any contact with him. This is one of the principal human rights violations that occurs in that facility, is that inmates and detainees in that facility are held incommunicado.
Answers from the United States government loom as the nation awaits clarity on Abrego Garcia's status, 31 days after ICE detained and deported him with his then 5-year-old son watching from the back seat.
We are not going to accept the government's generic and unsubstantiated assertions that they're working on this, that they're considering it, that they're debating it, that they're taking steps.
Collective outrage has been shared by Maryland leaders like Senator Angela Alsobrooks, who stated that if the president is serious about law and order, then he will follow this 9-0 Supreme Court ruling with urgency. Additionally, Prince George's County State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy also spoke out, demanding that Abrego Garcia must be brought home expeditiously. Any further delays are illegal and unacceptable. This case has also brought a closer eye to the Immigration Detention Center conditions here in Maryland. Senators Chris Van Hollen and Angela Alsobrooks released information regarding ICE's Baltimore field office, stating that the location is experiencing overcrowding, lack of adequate food service, and an absence of on-site medical staff, calling for the cease of ICE detainees from being held in temporary holding cells for more than 12 hours. Kilmar's family and legal team were visibly and verbally upset today, stating that they were unhappy with the United States government's handling of court proceedings to this date. They told us that they have actually not heard directly from sources who are working closely with Kilmar's release and his return, but just lawyers who are presenting reports. And what Kilmar's wife Jennifer has described as an emotional roller coaster, the bare minimum that she believes she deserves is to know that her husband is doing okay. In Greenbelt, I'm Bryce Parker, CTV News.
And stay with CTV News as we continue to follow this developing story. And Maryland jobs are on the line under threat of President Donald Trump's escalating trade war. While some tariffs are on pause for a few months, a 10% tariff remains across the board, and imports from China are taxed by 145%. Tariffs could have a significant impact on the Port of Baltimore, which is a major hub for exports to China, which now have duties of 125%. While the impact won't happen overnight, if American companies and customers stop buying imports, fewer products will flow through Baltimore's port, ultimately eliminating thousands of dock jobs. And the State Department is under new orders: track and report anti-Christian bias in the workplace. An internal cable from Secretary Marco Rubio directs employees to file anonymous reports on coworkers, including names, dates, and locations. The directive, sent to embassies worldwide, is sparking fears of surveillance and retaliation. It's part of a broad executive order from President Trump to root out religious discrimination, but critics warn it could target target non-Christian staff and fuel a dangerous culture of fear.
Maryland's Attorney General joins 15 other attorneys general and Pennsylvania's governor to sue the Trump administration over his decision to rescind reimbursement for COVID-related funds. The lawsuit is saying that the Trump administration's decision to cut off access to these funds has caused unexpected budget cuts for states. Maryland education leaders say more than $400 million that was supposed to go to the Maryland Department of Education and its school districts is now at risk. And some international students at 3 Maryland colleges had their visas revoked. This comes as the Trump administration tries to crack down on immigration. UMBC says it was doing an audit of its student and exchange visitor information system when they found 4 students lost their visa. Johns Hopkins University say dozens of graduate students and recent grads lost their visa, and University of Maryland College Park says they are also communicating with affected students. And becoming a new mother is an exciting time, but some county pregnant women are facing an obstacle that isn't often talked about.
And that's where to deliver their baby. CTV's Katara Jones is at the medical center in Lanham, where they're working to address this issue.
8 out of 10 expecting moms here in Prince George's are leaving the county and having their babies elsewhere. Leaders with Luminous Health Doctors Community Medical Center say that's a serious problem.
So there are OBGYN offices and you can see an OBGYN within the community, but when it comes to actually giving birth, you have to leave the community.
Overall, expecting county moms aren't having their babies in Prince George's. Officials with Luminous Health say the reason is simple. There aren't enough places for moms to give birth.
Most women either go to D.C., Montgomery County, or in Anne Arundel County to have a baby, and they cannot have a baby within their own county, their own community.
To address this need, Luminous Health is looking to build a maternal ward at its Lanham location. The $250 million project is expected to open in the summer of 2028.
The goal is when it's fully functional, in a year we'll be able to deliver up to 2,000 babies in 1 year.
Here in the county, the maternal mortality rate is twice the national average. That's why leaders with Luminous Health are focusing on preconception education. Getting
women educated even before they become pregnant. A lot of women think about it, right? You know, maybe with their spouses or they're at that point in their life and they're like, I want to start having children. So that's the point that you want to start that education. Getting your, tested, genetic testing, understanding what kind of health issues do you have, what kind of health issues run in your family. So just addressing that very early on.
With this week being Black Maternal Health Week, Luminous Health is bringing awareness to disparities that Black and brown mothers face and focusing on educating and empowering them. Katara Jones, CTV News.
And Luminous Health is hosting a community baby shower at its medical center in Lanham tomorrow, April 12th, from noon to 4 p.m. The free event will educate pregnant women and new moms about issues like gestational diabetes and postpartum depression. And maternal health mainly focuses on taking care of moms while carrying a child, but did you know nearly 21,000 babies are stillborn each year? That equates to about 1 in 175 births. Tomorrow, the city of Laurel and Sales, Stillborn and Infant Loss Support, are hosting a free Black maternal health event, which will feature a powerful panel discussion and resources for grieving mothers. We spoke to Sales board member Dr. Stephanie Hack on the importance of this event.
We have a lot of conversation about pregnancy. As soon as you find out you're pregnant, with the expectation that everyone who's pregnant is going to bring home a baby at the end of the day, but we know that's not true. And there needs to be support and resources for those who aren't bringing a baby home, who experience loss. And Sales is that organization. This year's theme is strengthening Black maternal health through collective action and advocacy. And advocacy and action are so important, especially right now in our current climate. And having this event is an opportunity for us to come together, a multidisciplinary opportunity, because we have healthcare workers, we have doulas, we have physicians, and we have community coming together to figure out, okay, how can we improve Black maternal health for everyone?
That event takes place at 10 a.m. at the Laurel Multi-Service Center. But for more information on this event or sales, visit their website at bornintosilence.org. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Mariah Jalad. Still to come, a local nonprofit is celebrating 20 years of operation.
After the break, find out how they're commemorating their success. We'll be right back.
I came to CTV knowing almost nothing about the production side of media, but I've learned so much since being here in 2 months.
When I came to CTV, I knew this is the industry that I wanted to be in. This gave me an opportunity to be able to see a whole bunch of different fields of what of my whole big field that I wanted to do.
CTV, it's very involved in the community.
It's not just a TV station, it's a place where you can really learn.
I learned that I'm more capable than I think I am.
I feel like I'm able to put the skills I've been learning at school to test.
If I were to think of a word that sums up my experience at CTV, it would be amazing.
CTV is the perfect spot. There are a lot of people here who just want to see you succeed.
You're going to meet some great people, some lifelong friends, and some lifelong connections that can't do anything but benefit you.
If you want to find a place that will definitely 100% give you an opportunity and believe in you, then come to CTV, because CTV is here to help us.
You should think about the youth that are here. That's where people's lives start.
We are young people that we need the resources to grow and to learn more and better with our craft.
I really enjoy being here, and I wish I can do it again.
Well, body cam footage is released from the traffic stop turned deadly last month. On March 7th, a District Heights police officer attempted a traffic stop with an Infiniti SUV on Marlboro Pike. While the driver initially stopped, you can see here they then attempted to flee the scene. 2 other officers tried to stop the Infiniti, but it then collided with 4 vehicles on Addison Road. The driver was taken into custody, but a 3-year-old passenger of one of the cars struck died from her injuries. And a Temple Hills man is in custody for an assault case that has now turned deadly. 32-year-old DeAndre Washington was arrested Tuesday in connection to a Hillcrest Heights case on April 2nd. Officers found 55-year-old Thomas Johnson outside of a business suffering from severe head trauma. Johnson died of those injuries yesterday. Investigation shows Washington assaulted Johnson outside of the store, and they were not known to each other. The motive for the attack is still under investigation.
Community Forklift, a nonprofit reuse center for home improvement supplies, is celebrating its 20th anniversary. We tell you how. It's a place that makes home improvement easier. Community Forklift is a nonprofit that collects donations of new and gently used building materials and makes them available to the community at a low cost.
We have everything from lumber and plumbing supplies to appliances, kitchen cabinets. We also sell furniture and housewares as well.
This year, the nonprofit celebrates its 20th anniversary and plans to celebrate with monthly events all year long.
Today we're running this seed giveaway and plant/seedling swap. It's a really fun way to celebrate the garden pop-up that we're doing this weekend with full of, gardening supplies, things to do. So this feels like a nice entree into the weekend.
Community Forklift continues to keep its lights on even during tough economic times.
We've been lucky in that we have a really wonderful and supportive community here in Prince George's County. We have very loyal customers and tremendous material and financial donors who help us out. Since everything here is surplus and salvage, tariffs don't come into play for a Community Forklift.
With 20 years under its belt, the beloved hub for home improvement enthusiasts is looking ahead to 20 more years.
Looking to expand and see what else we can do in the way of workforce training. Ultimately, I'd love for us someday to become a one-stop shop for all things that people need to get rid of.
The garden supply pop-up will be all weekend long at Community Forklift, starting today until 7 p.m. and tomorrow and Saturday until Sunday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. And Stephen Decatur Middle and Imagine Andrew Public Charter School were announced as Purple Star schools by the Maryland State Department of Education. The honor comes during the month of the Military Child, which is observed every April, celebrating the resilience and sacrifices of children and military families. The Purple Star designation, which is valid for 2 years, is awarded to schools that go above and beyond in meeting the needs of military-connected students.
Well, one local university has announced one of the biggest names in the county as their spring commencement speaker.
And the speaker is former county executive, now U.S. Senator Angela Alsobrooks, who will deliver the commencement remarks at Bowie State University. She recently made history as the first Black person to represent Maryland and only the third Black woman to ever be elected to Senate.
The spring graduation will be held on Friday, May 23rd from 9 a.m. to noon at Bulldog Stadium. And we know it's rare for Democrats and Republicans in Washington to agree on anything, but most can say changing the clock twice a year doesn't make sense.
The debate over springing forward and falling back was reignited in the Senate this week, with the main debate being what time to stick with year-round, standard or daylight saving.
The hour time changes that come twice a year have been linked to an increase in traffic accidents and even heart attacks. Some states like Hawaii and Arizona always observe standard time.
In Maryland, state lawmakers have tried to lock the clocks on daylight saving time, but have been unsuccessful.
And still to come on CTV News, it's Earth Month.
After the break, we speak with students celebrating the day. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Monica McNutt, host, basketball analyst, and reporter at ESPN and MSG Networks covering the New York Knicks in New York.
Hi, I'm Janine Samuels. I'm an evening news anchor right here in Richmond, Virginia at WTVR CBS 6, and I'm also the in-game host for the Washington Commanders.
My name is Samantha Akinduro, and I am a content producer at NBC4 in Washington, D.C.
And I gotta be honest, I don't know if those things or that little statue would have been available to me if not for the opportunity that Prince George's Community Television gave me.
My journalism career actually started at CTV News in Prince George's County.
I have been a part of CTV News, the CTV News family, for many, many years. Goes way back to my senior year in high school at Suitland High School.
The skills, the knowledge, and the teaching that I was able to absorb at CTV News was invaluable in me being able to eventually go from being a freelancer to a full-time news anchor.
As a Prince George's County native, that was an incredible training ground for me to cover the community that I grew up in and get valuable reps that would help power me to the next step of my career.
CTV is able to focus on those local stories, the ones that impact Prince George's County and Montgomery County. We're able to really dig deep into the community and the lives of everyone that watches CTV News.
CTV is home to me.
It truly breaks my heart to hear that it may have to close its doors.
This is a valuable resource, not just for the people that go through as journalists, but also a valuable resource for the community.
I am here to offer my support to continue funding and supporting Prince George's County Community Television, CTV News.
I cannot reiterate enough how powerful that space was to help a little Black girl like me from Prince George's County to go on and pursue my dreams and achieve them, honestly. I really, really hope the decision to close those doors is reconsidered, because Prince George's Community Television is an absolute asset to the community and to the people that are able to come through those doors to hone their craft. Thank you.
Welcome back. Are you looking to own a home? This event could be for you. The National Building Wealth Tour is a 100-city tour aimed to educate the Black community on the power of homeownership. It's hosted by the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, one of the oldest minority-led trade organizations. Prince George's County Realist is sponsoring this event and not only providing real estate advice, but lawyers and mental health support. Its Vice President, Sharice Callender Scott, says no matter where you are on your home buying journey, you can get help.
are just doing the best that they can, and some are doing better than others because maybe they have access to the information and the other ones don't. So the objective in a room like this is that there will be something for everyone, whether you're just starting or you're all the way, you feel like you're all the way there. There's still something else that you can do, and there's still information that you can obtain to help yourself and to also help your community.
The event will be tomorrow at Ebenezer AME Church and Reed Temple AME Church from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., or you could watch it live on Prince George's County Realtist YouTube channel.
Now, April is Earth Month, and you may know of Earth Day, but this month we also celebrate Arbor Day, and today Woodmore Elementary students got a head start on those celebrations. The school works with the Clean Water Partnership to teach students environmental literacy.
Arbor Day is a celebration of plants and our life on Earth, and it's celebrating how grateful we are to our environment.
We're going to be planting trees, painting pots. We're probably going to plant them outside when the day is sunny again, and then it's going to honor our school.
Without plants, I believe that the world would be kind of dull, so plants just kind of add a little bit of liveliness.
Let's leave it here so we can help the soil. The worms make it really
And Arbor Day is celebrated Friday, April 25th.
And springtime means butterflies, but there may be less this time around. Studies say butterfly populations dropped by 22% in the last 20 years. Species affected are monarch butterflies and some invasive species, like the cabbage white butterfly, which are known to attack vegetable gardens. Entomologists say habitat loss, pesticides, and climate change are reasons for this decline.
And today is National Pet Day. The day is dedicated to pets who may not always get the companionship and attention they deserve. It's also a good day to go through your furry family members' toys and maybe throw out any that are no longer safe. You could also give your pets some extra loving with a bath and a nice rub down. And if you don't have pets of your own but just love animals, you can also donate toys and supplies to your local shelter. Well, now Simon Buggs is here with our Friday Sports page.
That's right, and I hear he's talking about boys lacrosse and more. Simon?
Hey there, sports fans, don't move because coming right up, Gwynn Park High School boys lacrosse head coach Gary Smith and attackman Theodore Settles touch on the team's offensive success. Stay right there.
The power of the knock is food. Your stew's delicious. I'm 88 years old and I was with the Ice Capades when I was young. Now, being as old as I am, I lose balance. I don't like ending up this way, but what am I going to do? I got Meals on Wheels for the 5 years that I've been here. It's nice to know they come, and if you feel like talking, you can talk to them. I could talk for forever. They're totally a blessing.
All right, everyone, are you ready? Because your Friday Sports page is here. Beginning with some lacrosse news, if there's one thing the Gwynn Park High School boys lacrosse squad can do, it's score goals. Through the first 6 games of the season, the Yellow Jackets are averaging almost 15 goals a game, which has played a big role in them being 5-1 to begin the year. And head coach Gary Smith and attackman Theodore Settles told me what has gone into the team having so much success offensively.
Teamwork. Some of our better players, if they key on our better players, giving it, passing to other teammates to score. I think that's why we score so many goals, because we had multiple players scoring multiple goals, not just 1 or 2 players scoring goals.
We built a lot of chemistry, and then we worked on fundamentals like passing, doing cuts, working on all of that. And then our defense is really well. They always get the ball away from their attack, and then they pass it down the field to our middies and then our attackmen, and then we make opportunities. We all work together.
And the Yellow Jackets racked up a ton of goals yesterday as they beat Oxon Hill 16-1. That's right, you guys heard me correctly, 16-1. The Black and Yellow will face off next against Parkdale tomorrow at 9 a.m. And there was more high school lacrosse action on the girls' side of things as the Lady Clippers got the dub against Parkdale, beating them 10-6. Duval took down Fairmont Heights in a close game 10-9. And finally, Eleanor Roosevelt routed Bladensburg, taking down the Lady Hornets 17-4. Meantime, the UMD men's basketball squad will have a new face on the team in the fall as forward Jordan Turkson Jr. announced yesterday they will be joining newly hired head coach Buzz Williams in College Park. Turkson is a fourth transfer to follow Williams from Texas A&M, his previous coaching job, to Maryland. The Massachusetts native redshirted his freshman year for the Aggies, but for his high school Bradford Christian Academy, the 6'7", 220-pounder averaged 12 points and 10 boards. He also led the Sentinels to a championship and was a three-star prospect in the class of 2024. Hopefully Turkson takes over in College Park next year. And in NHL news, the Washington Capitals will try and get their 51st win of the season against the Columbus Blue Jackets. The two teams take the ice tomorrow at 12:30. And finally, the Baltimore Orioles will try and bounce back from the shutout loss against the Arizona Diamondbacks when they take the diamond against the Toronto Blue Jays tonight at 7:05. And be sure to tune into the game tonight, Nationals fans, as the team will be in South Beach, taking on the Miami Marlins at 7:10. And that wraps up your Friday sports page. Simon Bugs, CTV Sports.
All right, thanks, Simon. Now let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Today's rain will continue all night long, so be careful on the roads. Tomorrow, the chance of rain drops to 50%. It'll be 49 degrees. Sunday, it's going to be partly sunny with a high of 62 and low of 45. Monday will be just as nice. We reach a high of 72.
And for our community calendar tomorrow, the Ken Hill Center is hosting a maternal health forum. Gain expert advice from maternal health care professionals, enjoy interactive activities on pregnancy and postpartum recovery, and a variety of giveaways, panels, and community resources. This event takes place from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., but for more information, contact 301-809-3014. And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you again Monday. Good night.
Hello, I'm Sandra F. Peaches, Executive Director of Prince George's Community Television. I'm reaching out today with an urgent message. CTV needs your help. The county's current proposed budget is about to silence your voice. The proposed budget presented to the County Council calls for the closing of PGCTV in the upcoming fiscal year. For more than 40 years, Prince George's Community Television has been your independent voice in the community, providing essential news related to county events, the people, and services. Most importantly, our volunteer public access producers create hundreds of hours of programming each year. The programming that tells the stories of people in Prince George's County. We connect residents to critical information, provide a voice for underrepresented communities, and help to foster a deeper sense of connection within the diverse communities residing in our county and state. We're known as a hub for career development, having provided invaluable internships and volunteer opportunities for hundreds of young people, helping them build futures in broadcasting and film. Our success stories are both in front of and behind the lens at every local network in the DMV and countless others throughout the United States. If we lose Prince George's Community Television, we not only lose a place for hands-on learning, but also the voice and connection that helps our community be informed and united. This is your station. Do not let your voice be silenced. Please contact the Prince George's County Council. Ask that PGCTV, the voice of the county, be saved and fully funded. Together, we can make a difference.